What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology Retold action in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Gaboo, the 21st. His opponent today is none other than the ladder's sexiest man. His name is Kavoth. Well, I mean, he might not be the sexiest on the ladder, but he's definitely one of them. He's definitely one of them. But he's going to be playing some ISIS for us today. Kavoth, one of the strongest players on the ladder at the moment. Gaboo, I also rate him incredibly highly at the moment. I think he's in like the top 30, the top 20. And when you account for all the Smurfs in the top sort of 10, 15 that are just duplicate accounts, that's probably like a top 16 player at the moment, Gaboo. Map is Alfheim. So we'll see how things are going to go. This matchup is... on this map is quite interesting. Who do I think has the edge? Great question there, Mr. Matsu. Honestly, I don't know if this matchup has got an edge either way. Obviously, Loki, very, very strong. Isis also very, very strong. I placed both of these gods in the A tier a few weeks back, and honestly, I don't actually... not a few weeks back, maybe a week back. I don't think anything's really changed. I still feel the same way about the game. I still think that, you know, Loki's a god that can be played at a high level and can get wins. I think Isis can be played at a high level and get wins. So yeah, very, 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 very nice matchup to watch, especially on a map like this. You know, very, very open. You get two sorts of variants of Alfheim. You can get this sort of open-ish in the center, closed off on the sides Alfheim, or you can get the completely closed off sort of Jotunheim-esque Alfheim. They'd never call it Jotunheim because then people would be like, the pro players would be like, we aren't playing on that map. We like open maps. So you get a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Now this map is still relatively closed. You can have a cliff here connecting to a forest, connecting to a forest, connecting to another cliff over here, or a forest and another cliff. You can get this walled up very, very easily, but nonetheless, it's still, for Alfheim standards, pretty open. Did I talk about the relics already? Fetters of Fenrir. Over here we got that Hermes' winged sandals. Really love this relic as the Norse players, as the Loki players. Helps out a ton. Over here we've got Archimedes' ledger. -1 siege population there. And on this case, last one, we've got Anvil for Pfizer. So some good relics. We've already got the cheeky little house wall coming up. I've been nagging Kavoth to stop messing around and start playing some very, very strong strategies. I want to see him do the crazy strategies. Maybe those strategies only really make an appearance in tournaments, and people aren't really trying to use those to win games unless it's a big tournament thing. I think the closer we get to the next S tier tournament, the more of the crazy strong strategies we're going to see people going for, or the timing attacks and all that other good stuff. Some players, they actually don't want to do that sort of stuff in tournament. They more want to play that safe style, you know, like Chemo, want to play that safe style and try and just ensure that he gets the best opportunity for himself to perform. He's not really caring about like whether or not he necessarily beats his opponent, but more he puts himself in a position where he can outplay with some skill. Like, that's sort of an idea. Kavoth is sort of in that line of thinking as well, but I know he's got some potential to whip out some stupid strategies. Gaboo here, he's going up through Forcetti. We are seeing Baths, but it's only one monument for the moment. It looks like it's going to be a far second town center of some sort here. And Gaboo wandering to the back of the map. Is he going to go for a town center? He's got the wood in the bank. Only 4 villages on food, so this does look like a potential very quick town center here for Gaboo. And this back town center, I don't mind it. It's not bad. It's got back hunt for Aurochs. It's got the wood line. There's no gold nearby, but it's really, really safe. None of this is going to get raided. So realistically, you're probably going to be in trouble moving to the middle gold mines. That's where the big advantage is going to come from, say, a Kavoth going for it. But Kavoth says, I'm going to go for a town center as well. We're both going to be having a big fat boom off. I like that Kavoth in this situation goes for a naked fast second town center rather than a pressure fast second town center. In this specific situation, realistically, I think if I was Gaboo, I might throw a wall down over here. I might have a unit sitting on this side to see if anyone comes, and then if I see them coming through, I might bring my unit over and throw a wall, put a longhouse down, or something just to kind of block that position in while I get my town center up. Kavoth will be spotting this one here with the Sphinx, wandering forward. Going to take a big fat chunk of damage there as it bails out of there. So an interesting one. I think for me right now, I would be assuming that the best play would be, yeah, a fast heroic after this second town center. There's not a whole lot you can do here, but the question is really like, where's your timing? What if you do a 2 town center fast heroic and your opponent reads this, which a Loki should be. He sees the armory coming up. He hasn't seen any barracks. He sees one monument in the main base. He should know there's a second town center up. With the timing of that armory, he knows there's no heroic age coming in, at least for another 15 seconds. It would probably be worth it for Gaboo to just abandon his gold mine and just move over here already. Well, not abandon it, but save it for later. But nonetheless, I mean, the gold mines are very, very close together nonetheless, so maybe it's not that big of a deal, but he's also got a fantastic gold mine on this left-hand corner with a nice couple of walls that can be very, very strong. Now, oftentimes it can feel like, on a map like this, closed off the map, chariot archers can be really, really strong, but in reality, the counter is very simple, and that's just going to be throwing up walls everywhere. But Gaboo is going to throw down his longhouse right now. He's actually going for a 3rd town center. I love this town center. Back gold mine secured. He can be grabbing this gold mine until the attack comes. He can sack the town center, retreat back over onto this gold mine away from where the army is. Lots and lots of different options here for Gaboo to find an advantage here. Really, really sneaky. I like this. I like this a lot. This is something we were seeing to some degree in the later stages of Legacy against Egyptian from the Norse players. Was really quick 3 town centers and then just kind of saying, go on, kill my buildings, I don't mind. I'm just not going to fight you until I've got everything sorted out. Marker coming up for Gaboo. And just like Gaboo, I guess Kavoth also has got some problems with finding gold, but at the moment, given the way Gaboo's playing, he's not going to have those issues. Now, if we take a quick look at what Kavoth sees, he actually sees the town center. So right now, he should feel, and he sees Hursa over here, he should feel very, very comfortable to just walk out, grab this gold mine, put a Migdol down, maybe even grab the town center for himself, not being a bad idea in the slightest. He's obviously wants to click an Ancestors Eclipse onto the economy, but losing that Sphinx does really shut that down. And a couple of Axemen out just to ensure the town center or the Migdol will come up. Is this spotted? No. Actually, he's kind of spotted. The priest is now coming over and showing everything. But too little, too late. Migdol up for Kavoth. Position sorted. I like this wall over here. Going to be blocking Kavoth from trying to get over onto this gold mine and be sneaky here. And great walls on this bottom side as well. Going to be grabbing these positions. Really, really nice play here from Gaboo as the villagers sneaking onto these berry bushes over here. But already a couple of axemen there to say g'day. So a little bit of damage onto the Gaboo economy as Gaboo now clicking up through Bragi. This does allow, the way that Gaboo is playing this does allow Kavoth a fast mythic here. And for me, the way this map is sorted, Meteor on this position, killing off dwarves and everything, Ancestor Eclipse push with a whole bunch of Phoenix and Chariot Archers with the Meteor makes a lot of sense. Whether or not Kavoth's actually going to go for that here or not is a mystery to me. He's got a lot of villagers on wood, actually. And he does actually decide to drop his Ancestor's Eclipse down as the Scorpion Men here. That one's going to get taken out very, very quickly. Good control from Gaboo, sniping. Oh, no. Scorpion Man survives. 8 HP. Minions coming through. Gaboo needs to run. He's going to have to bring that Scorpion Man back home. Minions searching around for villagers to kill, but there's not really anything over there. The Heroic Age is now in for Gaboo. Gets himself that Battle Boar as the Hearse are going to try and take out those minions. And we see the Mythic Age decision here from Kavoth is going to be the Son of Osiris. I don't know if I like the decision, but I don't necessarily hate it either. Obviously, myth units very, very important for Loki. At this point, he's got himself 67 favor, but he's not going to be building them, right? Like, I wouldn't build myth units from Loki until I see that Mythic Age. I would just be looking for extra flaming weapons, or something like that, right? Or more hill forts, get some upgrades in. If I see Thoth, then maybe I'll start building some myth units out. But if I say Osiris, I'm never going to build myth units. I'm just going to be going for god powers. As Kavoth drops himself the Migdol stronghold over here. A little bit of healing up onto the Scorpion Man. As the Chariot Archers going to be looking for a little bit of something to raid. Now, the problem here for Kavoth is he's got to be careful with the Son of Osiris. This is all of his advantage packed into one unit. He needs to get value out of this dude, otherwise he's going to be in a really, really big... he's going to have a lot of problems here, basically. A lot of problems. Nice walls up to block these Chariot Archer raids. Another hill fort to come down for a whole bunch of those Huskal or anything else. Now the dwarves on this gold mine do get spotted, and does manage to snipe one dwarf. Snipe two dwarves. Nice snipes there. Maybe a little bit more aggressive with those walls and pushing this out a bit more. He would have been able to keep that one safe, but nonetheless, he does have that back gold mine there, no problems. And with more hill forts up and tier actually queued up, this is going to be interesting. So a very, very defensive game here. Town Center going to be coming up over here from Kavoth as the Pharaoh wandering forward. So there he goes. Mummy to come through. Son of Osiris also on the way. At some point here. But Town Center as well. Really interesting decisions here from Kavoth to just grab that Town Center now. But he must be feeling like he doesn't have the ability to push. I think if he had a couple of siege works to make catapults out straight away, slam a Migdol stronghold down on the front, and then just start slow pushing in, that'd be very, very difficult to stop. But Gaboo, it looks like he's just more than happy to sit back for the time being. He's just going to sit in this base and just call it a day. The Chariot Archers making their way forward, but they're going to be running straight in to a town center. Oh, good garrison there from Gaboo to save that villager. It's the Huskal coming through. Champion Chariots now on the way. So all the upgrades are sort of in. But what is Gaboo actually going to be able to do here? He's getting himself this technology, Levy Hill Forts. Needs that one to pump out those Huskal nice and quickly. A couple more barracks for Kavoth to come through as the Chariot Archers slowly moving forward. Favor in the bank, 91. I mean, you know, his Son of Osiris is there, so he still needs like another 200 favor for a second flaming weapons. He might actually get that if he can get a good flaming weapons off. What Norse units are best versus range / chariots? Well, Huskal are really, really good. Ballista are also quite decent as well. Throw an Axeman, Huskal. Throw an Axeman to pick off any sort of Axeman stuff is an idea as well. But as the Mythic Age comes through, Gaboo not clicking it straight away. He's just happily waiting. Like, in a way, the Son of Osiris and this Death Ball army of Chariot Archers, mummies, priests, all of this stuff. Realistically, what you want here is you want to catch him out. And Gaboo, he doesn't see anything. It might actually not be a terrible idea to drop a 60 favor spy down on that army at this point. Because as soon as you see him running out here, then you can charge in and kill him. Wow, this game is as defensive as it gets. This is the most defensive. I think this is going to be over in one instance. It feels like Gaboo going to be needing himself fortified town centers as well. We see any houses? I mean, oh, not houses. There's 16 houses. There's no fortified town centers just yet for Gavoth. He's about to grab that one. So he's about to go up to 250 population as the heavy Huskar sneaking out here. Gaboo needs farms. He doesn't have the food right now to get himself that champion infantry in. So those Huskar are feeling a little bit lackluster. Good control from Gavoth. Going to be sending those Huskar back. He's got to be careful how he engages them. But if Gavoth controls well, he should be okay here. If Gaboo controls well, he should be okay here as well. As he does push those chariot archers back into the main base. Flaming weapons and Fimbulwinter clicked up. The Son of Osiris is in on this side here to get some huge damage done. But in the main base, those chariot archers, they're not going to be able to do all too well against these Huskar. And I'm still no champion Huskar over in the main base. The Son of Osiris will be cleaning up on this position, but Gaboo's managed to find himself a great fight on a completely different position here. These Huskar are yet to have bravery to get research. Look at the favor going up at the moment. This is what he needs. He needs to be killing off as many units as he can. The army's still streaming in onto this position. Gaboo going to have to pull back. He still needs those upgrades in. So the Huskar just tearing everything up. He gets a fire giant spawn here. All of the chariots on this position are finally going down after they've been chased all around. So that's huge there for Gaboo. Look at the population of Gavoth is absolutely plummeted here. Son of Osiris still very, very alive in this game, however. As he's going to be wandering forward in an attempt to snipe some more Deuterinos up. There's that flood control to come through. More Deuterinos coming in from Gaboo. He's not going to be able to get any sort of forward buildings up against those catapults. So he's going to have to find a different approach. I want to see that bravery tech coming through for those Huskar, because if he has that, all of a sudden, he doesn't need to care that there's a Son of Osiris over here. He can just literally tear up this entirety of the space until the Son of Osiris moves over there, and then he can move elsewhere. As yet again, a hill fort attempting to come through. Does manage to complete it. Is he going to get some siege out? Looks like the answer is no, not just yet. The Fire Giant can come through and actually snipe the catapult. As now we see bravery. Gavoth, on the other hand, does not have himself those champion axemen. He's going to need a lot of those barracks out as well. He's only got 5 of them. He does realize now that he needs them to come through. As the Huskar charge in to take out the armory. Not that many armory upgrades through either. Gaboo getting some good upgrades himself. As he charges forward, killing off the villagers. Going to be looking to take out the town center as the army comes over. We'll kill off a couple of those Huskar if Gaboo's not careful. He's going to lose a couple of those. But he does manage to retreat back. Now the main town center under fire here. A couple of mercenary infantry to come through. Gaboo is finding himself a really, really solid advantage here. But he still has to figure out how to kill off this Son of Osiris. He's not on the right spot here. And Gaboo says, all right, I'll take those fights. If your Son of Osiris ain't here, let's go. And Gaboo yet again retreating back, staying far away from that Son of Osiris. Just kind of zoning around, taking fights where it's working. Another Fire Giant spawn here is going to be gigantic if he can get that splash damage off. He doesn't throw it onto the chariot archers, onto the forward line there. This might be the time for Gaboo to break through here. There's no more front line. As the Huskar are charging in, the Son of Osiris needs to run, which will give the advantage in. Can Gaboo get onto the back of that Son of Osiris and get a bit of a ghost building or a surround? It looks like the answer is no, not just yet, but still taking that damage in there. Catapult to come down. Gavoth desperately trying to get value out of that Son of Osiris. Finally, well, not even finally, but the throw and axeman going to be able to get a little bit more damage done. Down to 131 HP. He's such a big unit. Gavoth trying to extract max value here. But his economy, his economy is actually pretty strong at the moment. But his armory upgrades, he's lost his armory. He's still sitting only on copper upgrades here. That's not going to cut it against these really, really powerful Norse units. They've got so many upgrades. And there's going to be another flaming weapons to be dropped if Gaboo wants to. You can just drop flaming weapons at any point here and just say, happy days for me. But it doesn't come to that as Gavoth decides the game is lost and taps out. A super interesting game here. And Gaboo showing that he can tango with the best of them. What could Gavoth have done better here? I don't think that this made a whole lot of sense. Like, Mythic Age, then third town center, and Osiris. Like, I think you needed to set up to start sieging and claiming that forward position, where sort of pushable position, and actually start getting serious damage done. But he didn't go for it. And instead he goes for the town center and goes for a boom, but can't get out his armory upgrades. But nonetheless, well played by Gaboo. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider following the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game. But we got another game. I'm a big fan of how Gaboo plays Loki. I'm interested in how he's going to approach playing against Isis. I did see him play one game already against an Isis player in Gavoth, and he actually found a win there. So Gaboo's obviously doing something very, very correct against the Egyptians with his Loki. And like I said in that game, I think Gaboo, or not Gaboo, I think Loki is one of those gods that does match up fairly decently against, Isis, Set, and the other so Zeus, the other kind of A-tier gods. I think he's a very, very powerful god in the right hands. So we'll see how things go. Bit of a Tusk of the Iron Boar at the top here. Hit points plus 10%. Always nice. Svadilfari's sledge over here. On the bottom side of the map, Ankh of Ra. And over here we've got arrows of Heracles. Meanwhile, on the right-hand corner of the map, Keto will be going for the fast Flood of the Nile build. This is... Wait, he didn't get pickaxe? Okay, so no early pickaxe. A little bit of, I would say a little bit of a mistake. This does slow down that Flood of the Nile a little bit. But all you have to do is gather yourself one load of wood, and then you're good on the pickaxe. You can pick that one up. And we're going to be seeing that from Keto. It's not a huge loss of resources. I wouldn't really, like, if you don't want to do the sweaty micro of putting 3 villagers onto the wood line at the start to get 6 wood and then move them over onto the food and then get or it's not even that, it's 3 villagers on wood with, or 3 wood in your villages as Isis. If you don't want to do that, you lose out on, I don't know, I would say it's probably like 50 resources early game, give or take. It's not a big deal. I don't think it really slows you down. Maybe it slows down your classical age a touch. Maybe. Because you're going to be getting that Flood of the Nile a little bit later. But I think it's fine. You're getting the temple a little bit later. We'll see what sort of strategy here Keto is going to go for. I'm still waiting to see some sort of Sphinx play coming out of the Isis players. We don't really see it, right? It's one of those plays that we have been seeing quite a lot from Ra, because he doesn't have to leave his base. He can come over here and eat these berries, eat these chickens, jump onto pigs, and then build farms. It's really, really nice. But with Isis, I'm not really seeing. We're going to be seeing Anubis here, actually, from Keto. He just played a game against Chemo, where he got bullied by an early attack with Plague of Serpents and some Axemen. with a couple of Anubites at the helm there as well. So we'll see if Gaboo's got the answers here. One thing that Gaboo is really, really good at, and any sort of Norse players out there, I think you can probably learn a lot from how he plays this. If he goes for it or not, I'm not 100% sure. It looks like he might be going for a town center here, which might be a mistake to some degree. It might be able to get up in time, but even then it's going to be a tough one where he's going to have to deal with a whole bunch of raids. But one thing Gaboo does really well is chooses when to take the fights. He knows which fights he can win and which fights he can't win with Norse. So he's very, very good at making those decisions most of the time, I'd say. As he does pick up that Svadelfari's sledge. And he's going to be coming over here. Harry in the chat asks, why did they allow Anubites to jump on 0 target? I guess it's just because it's a little bit more fun to be able to sort of jump anywhere. That would be my guess. I don't know if it's not fun or whatever. I would say that the Anubites in Legacy, I think they had a little bit more stat and a little bit more oomph and a little bit more speed, right? I can't remember exactly. They were a little bit stronger, I would say, on Legacy. So they did lose some stats coming into Retold because of that movement ability or whatever. But yeah, the Anubite jumping into forests and getting stuck and jumping into walls and getting stuck, that's obviously not fun. That's very unfun. As we do see the Anubite charging over here. Will Keto have any knowledge that there's a town center coming through? If he looks at the score right now and he sees the Loki player with less score than him, that is a giveaway. That is a giveaway that something is happening. Whether it's a huge amount of buildings getting dropped in one little go or what, but Gaboo's already got his town center up nice and quick. And he does spot that Axemen are coming. He spots that it's a one town center play. And for the moment here, Keto's got himself 3 monuments. And he's going to be making those Anubites out nicely. As the Herser just going to be holding these bad boys off for the time being. Right now, I think that what Gaboo needs to get done is just a lot of walls. Whenever you're playing against these sort of classical age armies and going for 2 town centers and things like this, it's generally in your best interest as the Norse player to just defend really, really hard. Get walls set up. Make it really difficult for the classical fighting player to actually get damage done. As we're seeing the villagers jumping onto berries back here. Nice little grabs there. Lots more Anubites are going to be coming through. So the speed of a Anubite is 5 speed. Most civs have got a unit that is faster than this. So if you wanted to raid with this unit and you couldn't jump, it would die to Hades, Poseidon, Sphinx, Centaur, Minotaur, what else? Valkyrie. The list goes on. So it's like, if it didn't have that ability, it would need more speed, right? Otherwise, it would never be able to raid. It would just be a sort of dead unit. I guess. Yeah. Valkyrie are really, really good against the Anubites, by the way. If anybody is wanting to play Freya against Egyptian, you're gonna have a lot of fun there. Also, if you get yourself the Forcetti and you get yourself these Herser 5.2 speed, all of a sudden you can catch up to the Anubites. So all of a sudden the Anubites would die to Hall of Thane's Herser as well. So there's a lot that I think was considered with this change. I think this makes a lot of sense to me. So I mean, think what you want about it. I think the Anubites are fun. I think they're good with this sort of stuff. Cheeky little wall over here from Gaboo. Really, really nice defense thus far. This is exactly what he needs to be doing in this position. I think he got away with it by getting the town center up so fast and Keto not actually spotting it. But the game's not over just yet. Keto needs to get damage done at some point, but he does have a really strong army and he's going to be running around getting a lot of good damage. I love this spy on the Anubites as well, as the Hersa are going to be over here to defend. Gaboo could move his dwarves over here and do a little cheeky, a sneaky one, but it looks like he's just going to be in position to defend this already as the Anubites charge forward. And Gaboo charges in, and that's going to be a little bit of damage there as the Anubites... Oh, he might even pick this one off. He does get a kill as one Anubite retreating back, or one Anubite dying here as this other one does a bit of a jump and now gets caught out and it will end up falling. The army here for Keto is moving across though as the Throw an Axeman trying to get that damage done. Good shoot and scoot here and the Plague of Serpents goes down, and the simple solution to this at this moment for Gaboo is to run back as the Throw an Axeman here getting some huge damage done onto this one. Beautiful play here from Gaboo thus far. Villagers all going to be migrating away here as the dwarves do make it back into the tower beautifully, and all of a sudden he can come onto this gold mine if he wants, as the army is very much out of position. Great control, great reactions, great usage of this spy here on the Anubite as he will snipe it down reluctantly there, sniping down a cheeky little axe, but he does have to pull back still. Keto still has his army cooking here. He's pushed off the gold for the time being. One thing that Gaboo does really well in these situations is he chucks the market down. He doesn't panic. He doesn't force the issue on the gold mine. And he starts trading. And he's going to get that economy out of there by just saying, all right, well, we're going to... Well, he is pushing around onto this gold mine now as the Anubite's coming back over onto this spot. But Keto does need to be a little bit careful. Same too over on this spot does Gaboo, as a handful of Axemen going to come over and become a bit of a problem, as the Hersa are just going to get... not going to get... well, I don't know what I'm saying. The Hersa are doing fine here, going to be retreating away from this. But Gaboo's Hersa days are numbered here. He's going to be back onto the gold mine. This obelisk is so good from Keto here. Going to be able to take down this one, though, as the Throw an Axeman coming over here, managing to snipe that Axeman. But the Axeman does kill off a Hersa for it. Keto going to be going up through Sobek here to get the Locust as the villagers get sent packing. One troll in position to get a little bit of damage done onto those Axemen over here. I wouldn't mind seeing Gaboo moving its villagers onto this spot, getting some walls up over here as well, just to secure that gold mine from any sort of Axeman raids. He can now make himself goaty if he so chooses. Market doesn't use the market one iota here, as the Axemen are defending nicely. These Hersa, they don't need to do anything. They just need to buy Gaboo time. Gaboo is up 20 villages. He just needs to let those resources come to him, get units out, and this is going to be a big advantage for him in the near future. This Iron Tree is also gigantic. If you can keep this one alive, it's such a big unit to have in a fight. Unfortunately, it looks like Gaboo is going to be throwing that one away, charging forward. As now the Anubites coming down to the bottom side of the map. A couple of trolls are here for Gaboo to defend. As they come through, and Gaboo is going to be a little bit slow on the reaction there, but loses two dwarves and gets out of there. The Goaty are now in. I mean, there needs to be so much economic damage dealt here from the side of Keto to actually get things done. As the army comes up onto this spot, checking the gold mine. No gold has been grabbed just yet. As we do see a cheeky little hill fort up onto this spot. Another Plague of Serpents to come down. The Locust gets dropped down. That's so much damage. The villagers are getting absolutely dominated. But no overreaction just yet from Gaboo. But this is a really big play from Keto in an attempt to deny this position. And all of those Throw an Axemen getting taken down is gigantic, because this means that Gaboo doesn't have the answers for those Axemen here. But if he can get this hill fort finished up, which it looks like 5 seconds remaining, 4, 3, 2, 1. It looks like he's going to be... he's not going to be able to. He has to bail on it. He has to bail on it. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map here, a couple of Axemen just causing some problems as the unit flood coming through from Keto. That Locust was gigantic. All of a sudden, this game is back in the reaches of Keto. He's still got a mountain to climb in terms of villages here, but his army is looking incredibly scary. Sniping down all of those thrown Axemen was absolutely gigantic here. However, what Keto can do for the moment is he can go into nearly pure hero unit with Troll. Pretty much everyone on wood at the moment is going to be very, very big as the units are sneaking around onto this side. And Gaboo pushed off the gold yet again. And will he be able to pull this game back from the brink or not? Why Huskal? There are some slingers in, but I don't think that the Huskal make a whole lot of sense. He needs Goaty. He needs Troll. And that's about it. Goaty and Troll. That's all at this point. Because the army comp that Keto has loses to those two units. And he's got the favor and he's got the wood income. 60 villages on wood, of course. The market is now getting absolutely sent to the moon, the market rates. Sent to the moon, the other way around. So Goaty do pierce damage. Axeman has a very low amount of effective pierce armor, 74 at base. So a Goaty here at 6.1 pierce damage per second is going to be able to take those Axemen out relatively quick. But behind this, Thoth queued up for Gaboo. Not for Gaboo, for Keto. He's not going to be close to it though, so obviously he wants that one to come in. As the walls are up on this bottom side. Couple of Anubites to sneak through over here. This game is still very much in the balance. As the Anubites will need to retreat back out of here. If they will jump over the wall and get out. Nice play. And all of a sudden we've got this position secured. There is going to be another Locust Swarm coming though. It looks like. The Keto at the moment is just controlling the entirety of the map. Rock gets taken down. And another unit here that I think would be really good for Gaboo here is going to be... What? The Nidhogg. As the Anubites coming in, almost sniping a villager, not going to quite be able to as he does pull back. There's only a small amount of actual wood lines remaining here on this map, it looks like, in terms of what Gaboo's got. He is completely restricted to his base at the moment. All credit to Keto, but Keto, he's not getting more villagers, really, at the moment. Like, he is actually, this is smart. He's not training units. He's just allowing himself to get villagers out. And he's about to secure this top gold mine as well. As I think if Gaboo actually cancels some of those units, he can go to the Mythic Age, which is obviously what he wants in this game. And the villager differential is now getting cut down as well because Gaboo is at full pop, but he does click up through tier. That's going to be some dead villagers to come through. I like this idea. I think on the one hand, it makes sense to go for Nidhogg here because this is a very, very weak army to the Nidhogg. But on the other hand, Fimbulwinter spawning on the right spot, allowing Gaboo to push through and securing a town center is another very, very good idea. Yeah, so Fire Giants also, yeah, exactly. Fire Giants are also really, really good in this moment. But Gaboo, what he needs really is he actually needs to get this technology. Fortified town centers. Because as soon as fortified town centers comes through for Keto, this army is just going to absolutely out of control. But a good attack to come through onto this spot. Taking the Migdol down here. Securing this gold mine. Gaboo needs this to continue in this game. And he gets it for free, which is really, really nice. Imagine he's going to be able to put up his own hill fort over here as the army of Keto is just going to be sitting here. But there will be a meteor to come through. And a meteor on top of this army, that's going to be painful for Gaboo. That's going to be really, really painful. I mean, we'll see if we can hold on in this moment or not. But Tyr is going to be in, and the meteor is going to be coming through. Flaming weapons, Fimbulwinter is going to be the idea here for Gaboo. The Locust comes down. Meteor gets dropped onto the army. The army's retreating back. It's lost so much HP on this one. But he does manage to retreat back. And he smartly holds on to his flaming weapons and his Fimbulwinter for a little bit longer. But this is giving Keto so much more advantage in this game. Champion infantry is going to be coming through. Half of the army's still alive, but it's very much worse for wear at the moment. Part of me feels like clicking Fimbulwinter here just for economic damage and not trying to combine it is the correct play. Just to slow down this Keto economic pain train as the village is finishing up on this gold mine over here. Another idea here could be a Berserk Narok as well. Look at the resources. There's enough in the bank to go for this Berserk Narok right here, right now. Yes, there's a lot of Axemen in, but he's got a lot of throwing Axemen in the army as well to clean up this entire army with flaming weapons, with Fimbulwinter. It might be enough to push through. Flaming weapons to come through. There's the Fimbulwinter as well, as this is what Gaboo has been waiting for the entirety of the game. The Phoenix is in. The army of Keto absolutely eviscerated on the front here, as now Gaboo is going to be marching forward to some sort of equilibrium. He needs to get a town center back. The game is not won just yet for Gaboo. One fight, one battle won, but the war is still afoot here as the Phoenix Egg does appear, but it will go down to those Fimbulwinter Wolves. The throwing Axemen coming in to take out the fortified town center on this position. Villagers sneaking onto this spot. Could turn those into a whole bunch of berserks here if necessary. Up onto this spot over here to grab this gold mine. A couple of units hiding out over there as the town center is down. But Keto, he's still got a really good position on this map here. However, look at the favor. That's another flaming weapons. Even if Keto gets an army through here, there's going to be another answer for our main man, Gaboo. He just has to wait. He just has to wait. As the village is now moving up onto this wood line over here. Still, more gold mines necessary here for Gaboo. He could go into a trade route here if necessary. As the Keto army coming in. Another Locust getting dropped down. How many of these can he have in this game? Gets himself a Fafnir. I would say absolutely huge, but there's so many priests on the front. This could have been a much, much better unit, giving 300 gold over to Keto here. His economy is hurting. He did not want that one. This Fafnir is so troll. This is so troll. As Gaboo charging in. He's making himself out. Huskull from 2 hill forts. He needs more. But these throwing Axemen are doing great. Keto not able to hold this center position here as the Axemen falling on this. Another Plague of Serpents. Keto has not been making myth units in this game. He's been pumping out god powers. He doesn't have the resources for myth. He's got 110 favor in the bank. Prosperity is there to be used. Prosperity is the god power he's searching for. but he has not found it. His army getting absolutely evaporated as Gaboo cleaning up the center of this position. He's got himself bravery with that 2.25 X bonus versus the buildings. The Migdol stronghold going down. And Gaboo charging over here to take out the fortified town center on this position. And what else can Keto do? He's got no resources in the bank. His economy in a lot of pain. The ironry absolutely gigantic on this one. Boosting everything up. The Migdol stronghold on the back gonna be going down as well. As Gaboo can now go up to another town center. He can claim this center gold mine. 4,000 gold secured. All of these Migdols getting cleaned up. And Gaboo finds the victory with some exceptional play. Keto managed to equalize from his one town center play beautifully here. That Locust killing off the throw and axeman, pushing Gaboo around, getting full control of the map. Where did this go wrong for him is the big question. Economic upgrades aren't there. Favor in the bank not being spent. Armory upgrades? I don't see a single unit on the map. Where is a unit for me to check? Over here. We can find these ones. Only copper. What does Gaboo have in the end here? Full bronze. Champion. He's got it all except for iron. Just a really well played game by Gaboo. He's almost had another Thimble Winter here to use. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a game of Age of Mythology. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider to follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.